Hi, it's Kim here from KMA Goldmine TV. Bite-sized bits to help you grow your business from where it is now to where you want it to be. I'm back in Costa again for another episode of KMA TV. Now, bet you think I live here. I don't, honest. Just got an interesting thought for you, and that's why I wanted to kind of be here. It'll all make sense in a moment. Cup of coffee, Costa, okay? You know, somewhere between $2.25, $3.50, depending obviously on what you have and all the shots and the extras. But have you thought about it in your marketing, how you break stuff down? Got an interesting ad here. Okay, now it shows you a picture of an iMac 27-inch iMac and also a coffee drink, in essence, like you could get here. It doesn't actually say it's Costa, but bear with me on that one. Okay, so it's, you know, obviously a high-end coffee. £3.45 a day, £2.45 a day. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought that you could get an iMac PC for less per day than the price of a cup of coffee? Now, there's a reason they've done that, clearly, because, you know, you can't go out and buy an iMac PC for £2.45. But what they've done there, in essence, is what we call chunking it down. They've taken the price, the total price of an iMac, which, you know, in truth is well over £1,000, and chunked it down and compared it to something that we wouldn't think twice about. You know, whilst you might not necessarily go and buy a Costa coffee every single day, you know, when you think about a cup of coffee compared to a PC and the relative costs per day, it shrinks it, makes it seem so much smaller. So it's a really interesting way that a lot of, you know, bigger companies used to market their products when they want it to seem cheaper than it actually is. There's another technique as well that's used in pricing, which is called anchoring. You'll see this a lot of times in restaurants where they'll have a bottle of champagne on the menu that's, you know, crystal or a really expensive version of champagne, 100 odd pounds per bottle. And then they'll show the other wines, which might not be cheap, but in comparison to that, you know, £35 or £30 or £28 seems an absolute bargain. And this is what companies are using to make their purchase seem a lot smaller and to get you to buy. So, for example, in the restaurant, you would never dream necessarily, unless it was a really special occasion, of paying that kind of money for a bottle of champagne, but you won't think twice about buying a bottle of wine in comparison. Oh, well, why not? Let's go for it. Likewise, you know, you wouldn't think twice about having a cup of coffee in Costa. So when that's shown to you in an advert, it gets you thinking differently and makes you want to investigate that and look at it in more detail, whereas before you may never have even given it a second glance. So can you use that in your marketing for your product or service? How can you compare your product to make it seem a lot smaller? You know, you could use it on your marketing, use it on your quotes, you know, just make it seem smaller. So have a think about that in your business. That's it for this week's edition of KMA Goldmine TV. Maybe I'll be back next week from Costa. You'll have to wait and see. Bye for now.